Have you ever felt you can make a difference within the criminal court system? Have you ever wanted to stand up for somebody that you felt as though wasn't being treated fairly, or perhaps was being blamed for something you felt that they shouldn't be? Then I feel like I've got the job for you. I would like you to consider for the next 4 minutes a job as a criminal defense attorney. I'd like to tell you about the career itself and how to get there.
My name is Savannah Wise, and unfortunately I cannot be there today, so I am here through video to inform you about the career of a criminal defense lawyer. Now, in the courtroom, there's two sides to the court, basically. You have the prosecution side, which must prove that your client is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, your job as a defense lawyer for this client is to prove that they are getting all of this evidence in proper means, meaning it's obtained legally and can be used and is admissible in court. Also, you are there to make sure that the client is being represented and not abused, and all of their rights and freedoms are being followed. Now, there's a common misconception that criminal defense lawyers are there to get the criminal off and out of as many charges as they can, such in a case of murder, where somebody is accused of first-degree murder. There in Canada is something called mandatory minimum sentencing. So if a criminal goes out and commits a crime, it would then be reviewed in the Criminal Code of Canada. Within this book, every single crime that you could commit is listed. By it, it tells you the mandatory minimum sentence they will get for committing that crime, any chance of probation, and it'll define anything within the crime they have done. So as a criminal defense lawyer, you would look in the Pocket Criminal Code of Canada to figure out exactly what sentence to expect. You defending this client doesn't mean that you're trying to kibosh the mandatory minimum sentencing. That's going to happen regardless. What you are trying to do is possibly get them a shorter probation period, or making sure that they haven't been abused of any rights or freedoms in court. So you play a very important part in the criminal court system, and it's very beneficial, both to the community, the court system itself, by saving them money and getting cases finished in an adequate amount of time, and for the people. Now, in order to become a criminal defense lawyer, there are a variety of steps that you need to take in prerequisites. So you'll start off in high school, where hopefully you're going to get good enough grades. You can move on to post-secondary. Now, in post-secondary, you need to achieve a bachelor degree, which is usually a 3 to 5 year program, depending on how much schooling you're going to do in that amount of time. Once you have gained your bachelor degree at whichever university and whatever program you want, it does not have to be in law.
It can be in anything you want. Once you have completed your bachelor degree, then you need to start studying for your LSAT, your law school admissions test.
If you do not have a good mark on your LSAT, you cannot get into law school. And there's no need to worry about scoring good on that test the first time. It is done 4 times a year. So if you fail the first time, you can keep trying until you have an adequate score. Once you've achieved this, you apply for law school. Once in law school, you will complete a 3-year Juris Doctorate program. Once you have completed law school, you then need to take a bar admissions exam. If you want to practice law in Canada, you need to do the Canadian bar exam. It is an exam containing every single type of law that you would have learned about in law school. When you're out of law school, you will expect to make between $60,000 and $70,000 annually. This will be a salary wage. Although, as you get more experience and you've been doing it for more years, you'll get more cases. With that, your wage will also increase. This is where you expect to make $80,000 up to $250,000 a year. It really doesn't cap off. As a criminal defense lawyer, you're never going to run out of work. There will always be criminals for you to defend, and there will always be practices for you to work for if you don't want to open your own. To be a good fit for law, you need to be very creative. You need to be able to think outside of the box. If you look up this link, it's a really good site to give you information on anything that I haven't covered that you are interested about. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Good luck.